That's Nick.
And that's Joseph. And today we're here to talk about The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, which Lionsgate is releasing theatrically June 16th, 2021.
I do think that's kind of a clever title.
For a sequel?
For a sequel.
To The Hitman's Bodyguard?
Yeah.
Sure.
This is one of those movies that I feel like the story doesn't really matter.
No.
But I'm going to try to explain it.
And
but the director, who's the director?
Patrick Hughes.
What has this person done?
The previous film.
Oh yeah.
Also The Expendables 3.
Oh.
But I think he's Australian. His first film was an indie film called Red Hill back from 2009 or 10.
Okay, I enjoyed this film more than Nick.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was funny. But the story's like
there are
dumb.
Odd moments of humor. Sure.
Okay, the basic story is we have the three leads back. So Ryan Reynolds, Salma Hayek, and Sam Jackson.
Well, she was more of a supporting character last
Sure.
time.
Oh, right. So they're back. Sam Jackson has been kidnapped. Selma goes to find Ryan to help her retrieve her man. He does.
Her name's Sonia. In the
Her
film.
character's name is Sonia. Ryan's character's name is Michael.
Bryce.
But they call him Bryce. And then Sam is...
Darius Kincaid.
But I'm going to call them by their government names. Anyway.
Kincaid.
Selma...
That's from Bowfinger.
Kincaid.
Kincaid.
Selma and Ryan save Sam.
Mm-hmm.
But in the melee, they end up killing an informant to Interpol. Mm-hmm. And the Interpol agent who is in communication with this informant is played by Frank Grillo.
Bobby O'Neill.
So Frank is upset and basically apprehends Ryan, Selma, and Sam and says, like, you're going to help me complete my little mission or I'm going to bury you under the jail. And his mission is... Antonio Banderas plays a Greek tycoon
named
Aristotle
Papadopoulos.
Okay. He's nefarious because the EU is enforcing some sanctions on Greece, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand these things. And he wants to retaliate. And he's going to do so by breaching some data thing that's in the ocean.
Yes, a data junction. We even get see an example of how some entity is able to breach a data junction, which are surrounded with a material that can only be drilled through with diamonds. So
what Interpol was doing with the informant is they were going to sell the
coordinates of the data junction.
But because that person was killed, they're sending Sam, Ryan, and Selma. Mm-hmm. They go. They get found out, and all hell breaks loose. So the three of them have to run off, and they find refuge at Ryan's dad's house. And Ryan Reynolds' dad is played by Morgan Freeman, which was a very funny scene. It's a gag, but the gag is that's his stepdad. And his stepdad is also a bodyguard. But the gag is that the Morgan Freeman is what do you call them people? Bodyguard. Protecting.
Bodyguarding.
Morgan Freeman is protecting Antonio Banderas.
Yes. 90-year-old bodyguard.
So in doing so, he sets his son and his two compadres up. So they go over there. We find out that Antonio and Selma have history, like a romantic history, which really, I don't know why.
Which really they just do to have this repeated overboard reference.
Sure. They're able, obviously, to save the day. They end up killing Antonio Banderas. Ryan Reynolds kills Morgan Freeman. So the mission is complete. The data breach underwater package for the EU financial infrastructure thing is no longer an issue. Mm-hmm. So Frank Grillo's character says, okay, you three are good. Go off. But at the end of the film, they're on a boat, and then we hear a call from Frank Grillo saying, you have to stay on the boat for a month until things cool down. The end.
And also...
there are a lot of little things.
And also Ryan Reynolds is adopted by...
So,
Sonia
okay. So a running joke for Salma Hayek's character is she wants to get pregnant naturally. and have a baby. And of course, several characters in the film are shocked because of her sort of implied age. And then we find out the reason she hasn't been able to get pregnant is not her, it's that Sam Jackson has some fertility issues, because we also find out Ryan Reynolds shot Sam in the scrotum some time ago. So to fulfill her motherly instinct, she tricks Ryan into signing some adoption papers. So now he's been adopted by Salma and Sam, which I thought was funny. You didn't, okay.
I was so unnerved when the credits rolled that Gary Oldman's in the cast list and I missed him, that I went back and looked through this frame by frame to find where the hell, and thankfully I came to realize the cast was in order of appearance, but I got it down to, he's in a flashback from the first film.
The film opens with Ryan Reynolds dreaming about like the Bodyguard Awards and him winning like Bodyguard of the Year, which really is in contrast to what has happened. He has lost his bodyguard license. So he's no longer a AAA bodyguard, and he's just in distress over it. So then the opening is that plus him in therapy, and the therapist is like so over him and his craziness that she recommends that she tells him, you've graduated from therapy, you should go to Capri to settle your nerves.
Like the pants.
And you should send yourself voicemails, like your future self should leave voicemails for your current self telling him like where you see yourself. So Ryan's trying to relax in Capri when Salma shows up and all hell breaks loose. I think, as ridiculous as it was for me to tell the story, that's how the film feels. But Ryan Reynolds is serving what he always serves, which I happen to like. Salma Hayek is turning into
You said a horror hag.
like a horror hag in the sense that like, because we just saw her in Bliss playing someone with like, I don't know, she has some interesting looks lately, but
To me, she was the most entertaining part because
she screams every line.
I would love to see a remake of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill.
My favorite scene with her is when when they first go to try to like pretend to be the informant who they killed. She's supposed to be like the wife of the informant who's British. So she puts on this like tight ass catsuit and this terrible blonde wig, and then her British accent
is bad.
I thought was funny, but she gets found out, and then they start like the people who they're buying from make fun of her basically about how old she is.
Yeah, there's a lot of age jokes about her in this,
and she goes off, and I thought that was the funniest scene with her like screaming. So I think she's doing her thing in that regard. And then Sam Jackson, I didn't think had much to do.
No, I
He's
think
fine,
like
but
the film that unites Morgan Freeman and Samuel Jackson is this, and it's kind of I don't think that, I think you'd be hard pressed to really remember any little details about this film a day after seeing it.
It's not very nutritious, but I got a little sugar high from it. There's a scene where Ryan Reynolds' character gets shot in the chest, but he's wearing like a Kevlar vest, but he's in pain because he has broken ribs. And because the other gag about Salma Hayek's character is that she's, quote unquote crazy.
Yeah.
So Ryan Reynolds is in pain, and Selma's like, oh, I have something for you. And she pulls out of her bosom like a prescription pill bottle.
Which, guess what?
And hands him a pill. And then immediately after that, they get into trouble again and they're on the run. And he's high as a kite. And we find out she gave his ass lithium. And then Sam has to tell her, like, lithium is not a painkiller. You crazy bitch. Like, I thought that was funny.
I thought the comedy was very broad.
Also, early on, Ryan's character he's near like someone being shot, so he's covered with blood. And this fool has blood on his face the entire movie, which I thought was funny. Like, he's not going to take a shower, even though he was at his dad's house, even though he's been all these places. He's not going to wash his face.
I invite you to, hopefully you can find a great still of Antonio Banderas as Aristotle in this, especially in any scenes where he's screaming. And please juxtapose that with Patrick McGee from A Clockwork Orange, He's also screaming because Antonio Banderas looks like a lot like that man in this
And
movie.
I feel like he was wasted.
He was, especially such a
Because he doesn't do a lot of
prominent
films,
Spanish
right?
actor. Yeah.
Oh, he does?
He just got an Oscar nod recently for Almodovar's Pain and Glory.
Okay. Well, good for him. I wrote down Cha-Cha Chamber, but I don't remember what that's about.
Oh, that's because Ryan Reynolds, somebody tells them they're going to be brought to the torture chamber, I think, and he's like, did he say Cha-Cha Chamber? Yes, every now
I
and then.
laughed a lot at this
Sure,
movie.
but it's all very one note. It's almost like off the wall, improvised stuff that they've done rather than anything regarding.
It's a good Saturday night film. And again, I really like Ryan Reynolds' version, like that deadpan. It's very like Jason Bateman to me. I think Jason Bateman's a little more versatile. But if you're into him, I think you would like this film. Salma Hayek is unhinged.
I think she's fun.
She's fun.
Richard E. Grant reprises his role in a brief scene in that nightclub as the very flamboyant
Yes.
and I would have loved a scene or two more with him. Carolyn Goodall plays Crowley, who's Grillo's. Grillo is wasted as well.
He's keeping that hair dark though.
Yeah, he still looks pretty good.
That man is very handsome, very well put together. It takes a team, I'm sure.
Okay, Raquel. Carolyn Goodall plays his supervisor at Interpol. Also nothing to do. Yeah, I don't know.
What would you give it?
1.5 out of 5.
I'm giving it 3 out of 5 for light, good, fun entertainment. Adult entertainment. Anything else?
Adult. No.
Bye.
Bye.